guys, Josh Beecraft here again on behalf of Stephen Floyd. I want to thank you for watching this video. Now that you have your video set to go and you have your screenshots of your video, we are able to start doing this content breakdown process. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do once you have those images is you're going to come over to PowerPoint. If you don't have PowerPoint and you're on an Apple, you can use Keynote for this. So Apple's Keynote will work just fine. And if you don't have either of those for any reason, you can use Google Slides. Google Slides is actually very, very similar to PowerPoint. So I'm going to teach this in PowerPoint, but know that most of this stuff is going to be very easy to adapt into Google Slides if you need to. And then Keynote is also a very simple program to do these same functions. So as you can see, I've already got a a PowerPoint document created out of our images. And this, I'm showing you this first so you can get a sense of what it is that we're doing, okay? If I come to this next slide, you can see that I have the name of the actual guitar, right? And all I did was take this information off of the website, okay? This is part of our script, but it's also part of the information on our website. So if I come over here and grab the web page, let me show you. What we're doing here is we're taking this same content that is worthy of being displayed in our on our product page, right? And we're just repurposing it into a PowerPoint presentation. So all of these bullet point features, any of the information in this particular paragraph, all you need to do is come into PowerPoint and you're going to select your image. I had to crop the image out in this particular one so that way we had this, but here you got a good image of the guitar. And then here we just add some bullet points to it. We're just creating some content so that this could be a PowerPoint presentation. If you were going to show this to somebody and walk them through it, it might make sense. So that's really all we're doing. And of course, we're using this mostly to placate to Google, but we want it to look good enough that it's not going to be appalling to anybody that comes across it as real traffic, right? So this is one way that I would do this. And I'll scroll through these just so you can kind of see it's the same sort of thing. I still have the same title here as a factory special run, but then I kind of changed things when it came to this one. And we'll go through this in more detail here in a second because I want to show you how I actually pulled it all together. Okay. And then this final slide, this is really important. I'm going to emphasize this now, and I will emphasize it again later. This is where we drop a link. Okay, this is where I normally put a link. And you can put a link anywhere through these, but we want to make sure that we actually have links coming out from our PowerPoint because these are crawlable by Google and they are clickable by people. So we want to make sure that that's the case. So how did I build this? Let's go ahead and start fresh here. I'm going to do File, New. And you're just going to come in and pick whichever one of these themes suits you. Whatever theme suits your product, you can scroll through these. We're going to cover up most of it, so I kind of just look at what the edges might be like. That's why I chose this droplet one, because I could have these little bubbles on the edges, or maybe the mesh, or maybe you want these colors around the edges, but we're going to be filling in most of the screen with a image. So I'm going to select droplet again. All right. And all we are going to do is come over here to insert. We're going to do pictures. And here's my guitar screenshots. I'm going to take my first screenshot and let's double click this one. We'll bring this one in and intelligence services, not now, we don't need that. But I want to shrink this up a little bit. It's a little too big for the whole slide. So I'm just going to put this wherever I'm happy. And you're going to see another reason why we're doing this a little bit later on, but we're actually, when it comes time to do images, we're creating some unique images as well, with having that extra bit of border in there. So we'll do that, and that gets our first one in here. So this is kind of our title slide, right? Now I'm going to come here and duplicate slide. This is a very important part of it, is the duplication, because this is going to keep our alignment the same all the way through it. We're not going to have to line those pictures up each time. And now check this out. I can go change picture from file, and we'll go ahead and change out to this picture. So just like that, we swapped these out. Now this is a little too big for what we want to do. So I can come here and crop this picture, and we're just going to crop in to right around where the text is here. Right, so we'll still have some image of the guitar, but then we'll also have the text. And then in PowerPoint, you just click out of that, and here we get a little bit funnier with the alignment. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this again, and we're going to duplicate slide, right? And now we're going to copy this, and we're just going to come up here and paste it over top of this one. All right, paste right here. So now we have something to align to. You can see I align to it like that. Now we're just going to cover up this other spot with white space. And the way that I do this is very simple. We're going to insert a text box. All right, and I'm just going to make it this big. And what I need to do is add some style to that, specifically a fill. So we're going to go shape fill, and I'm going to make that white. All right, so now I have that particular thing. I'm just going to make sure that we've covered that background image completely, and we're in good shape here. So now this is a shape in the background. This is the important part when we go to add extra text here. Okay, you want to come in and insert another text box over top in this area here. And you're going to just go ahead and, line that up however you like. In this particular instance, this is how I've created this one. You can be as creative as you want to here. You can be, do whatever it is that you feel like, as long as you've got some visual representation of the product and information about the product. Those are the only two really, really important things. And if I come back to our product page here, right, I can pull some information off of this. So let's go ahead and we'll pull this particular bit. I'm going to copy that, and let's come back to our PowerPoint, and we'll paste this in here. And what I want to do, I'm going to center this, and we'll come down from here. I'm going to widen this out just a little bit. And this is just all, you want to make it look as presentable as you want it to be. And we might actually bump up the text on this, so we have something like this. And now let's go grab some bullet points off of the thing here. So specifically, we want bullet points. Let me go back here. Specifically, we want bullet points related to whatever the image is here. So this case, we're talking about the single coil pickups, the high output humbucker, and let's go grab some bullet points that might make sense for that. So we're going to look at let's go ahead and we'll grab this little bit here, and I can always edit this out, right? So if I come back to our PowerPoint, right here, I'm just going to paste this in, and what I'm going to do is create a bulleted list here, and 3-ply black and white pick guard, and you can see that is in the image, so we can certainly denote that here, right? I'm going to backspace and then hit enter to get my next line. Now, this is a little bit too wordy for me for a PowerPoint presentation, so I'm going to change things just a little bit. I'm going to take out the word classic. I'm going to use the number 2, and I'm going to take out this neck and middle position here, okay? I'm also going to take out this. I'm going to do the number 1. We'll hit enter and take out at the bridge. Let's go ahead and, oops, deleted the wrong area here. Master volume, 2 tones. So none of this is viewable in the actual image here. So just for the sake of it, I'm going to pop those out. And actually, you know what? The tremolo is there. So, well, we'll do this. And again, you can be very free with this. This isn't a hard-edged sort of tactic, so I don't want you guys to feel that way at all. Just do it as best as you can. I'm going to put just a title to this section here, so we'll call it features, or maybe we'll do classic features, right? Whoops, wrong thing, Control V. So classic features, and I don't like that font, so I'm just going to type it out. All right, let's get that back to where it needs to be. And oops, I totally messed it up there. So let's go ahead and we'll just take this out for a second, and we'll paste that back in. There we go. Let's put a colon here. And now you have a slide with some information about the guitar and this image. And all you're going to do is now duplicate this slide. We come to the next slide and we're going to change out this image, right? Same way as before. And let's go ahead and grab this one, insert that. Now this one is a bit different because of the cropping that we did. So this one will have to blow back up, but we have that framework to work with now, right? We still need to crop this image the same way. So all we have to do is crop to the point that we want it. And we'll do like this. Click outside of the crop. And now we'll move this over. And you see that this was a little bit different here. So we can either stretch that, which I don't recommend. That'll kind of skew the image a bit. Or we can come over and crop it back to this point and pull that back. And now we have another slide that we can add some specific stuff about the solid body and vintage maple neck, right? So you're gonna ultimately just do that until you build out something that looks like this. All right, not super fancy. If you wanted it to be fancier, you certainly could make it fancier, but this is exactly what we want to see for a PowerPoint in this particular situation. So when you're done, once you have everything in line and you have the most important part, which is your link right here, once that is in place, you're just going to come over and you're going to hit File, Save As, and you want to name this file the same name as your product. Okay, because again, this is all product promotion, and your file names matter when they get uploaded, especially to Google properties, right? So we're kind of thinking ahead on this. So I'm just going to copy this title and I'm going to paste it in right here. I know that's a long title, but that's fine. We have Fender Special Edition Standard Stratocaster HSS Electric Guitar, right? How many keywords are in there related to your product? So we're going to save this in our folder. And there we have it. We have a PowerPoint presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.